So we are going to start Japanese today for beginners. That's why we super serious dressed up now like a teacher. And who doesn't listen gets a rod. This will hurt, okay? So you better take out your block and take down your memos, otherwise you're done, man. So what you can see here is the basic table of hiragana, katakana, and the Kihon kanji, which is like the basic kanjis based on then where the hiraganas and katakanas come from. So basically, this is hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Those are 3 different letter systems in Japanese. So what you learn when you go into kindergarten in Japan is actually hiragana, so the first part. So the first sign here in the corner, which looks like a swivel. Can I go to the restroom? No, Betty got deleted. You are not allowed to go to the restroom. Stay in your seat and pee yourself. No joke. Hiragana is the first sign what you can see here, which looks like an N, I would call it. Like this here. And then the katakana is right beside is an N. Punishment, exactly. And after that is a wa. And then comes a ra. So below that you will always have, how to say, the sound written down in Romanji so you can read it. And then here below you can see like the, how to say, the Chinese signs we used before, and which actually the Japanese people copied over, and they use them like partly in their dialogue and also in their books, which makes it quite hard to understand if you're trying like to read a Japanese newspaper, for example. There will be a lot of Chinese signs, and then in between you will have hiragana and kanjis and katakana. I'm actually from China, but I studied in Japan, so today we are going to do Japanese lessons because that was requested for a long time. So what you need to know, Japanese, like written language, consists of 3 letter systems. The first one is hiragana, which I will try to teach you because that's the easiest one to learn. And then there's katakana, which is basically for the imported words. Like in Japanese you will have a lot of English words like marketing, McDonald's, Starbucks. And there is literally no Japanese for those words. That's why they need katakana. And they use the katakana signs to make those sounds which sound similar to the original English word. And then they import that word into that language and keep it there. Like for example, if you have a side job in Japan, it's called Arbeito, which is actually a German word, which actually means like working, or yeah, working part-time basically. And there's literally no Japanese word for this. Yeah, Arbeito. It's also Dutch. Okay, well, means basically working, and that's what they took over. And since it's like a foreign imported word, they have no kanjis for it, and it's hard to write in hiragana. People wouldn't understand. That's why they use those words and write them with katakana, and everybody knows, okay, that's an imported English word, and it means actually like a part-time job or something. So these are like basically the basics you need to know. You have hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Kanji is the hardest part. This is the stuff you will study in high school, college, and in university, and you keep on studying during your life because there are so many kanji you can't just learn them all. It's impossible. Kawaii desu. Okay, we can take, for example, this kawaii desu of X-Ray Godzilla, and now we write it down into hiragana, right? You get pictures. I actually want to text. That was good. That was good. That was a good practice example. It was just a meme. Okay. So this is how kawaii is written. Ka wa I I. So kawaii, cute, adorable, pretty, lovely, charming. What? Pet? No. No, no, no. Darling? Yeah. Tiny sometimes too. Dear? Yes. Cute, little, precious. Yeah. Okay, now we have some example languages. For example here, this is called buzu kawaii, adorably ugly, ugly but cute. It sounds like a paradoxon, but it does exist in Japanese. Basically, when you try to flatter a girl, you literally call her kawaii. That always works. Because it doesn't matter if she's tall, if she's small, if she's thin or thick, is she pretty or not. If you call her kawaii, she's basically cute in her very own way, and it's perfectly. Kimo kawaii, being both cute and disgusting. Well, that's something I haven't heard, but I know the word like buzu kawaii. That's also what they call Seikaku ga kawaii. So basically someone who has a very cute or nice character, but on the outer appearance that person is not attractive according to Japanese standards. Kawaii or dawai? No, it's kawaii. Literally kawaii. Oh, now I'm writing Japanese into the chat. Whatever. I think that was a good start. This word you will listen and see a lot in animes, in movies, in TV shows, and whatsoever. And now you actually need what it means. Except like X-Ray Godzilla wrote into the chat, kawaii desu. But if like your name ends on the vocal, like A, O, E, A, whatsoever, it's okay. Then they can speak it. But if it ends on a consonant, Japanese people will have problems to speak it. Yeah. For example, if someone's name is like Tom, they can't speak the at the end. They would always say Tomu, which would look like this then. I hope you post this on YouTube later. Yeah. So this is like a very entry level. I think the kawaii desu was a very simple and good start. So Gaiba has asked how to learn the Japanese alphabet, and if you look at this table here, it's quite complicated. So I can understand why people are like scared how to do this, but if you just learn a song, it shouldn't be that hard. I think there are more learn Japanese songs. Let me check. Learn Japanese song. So a, I, U, E, O, those are the 5 most important vocals in Japanese. And then based on that, all the rest of the alphabet is derivated. So if you put a K in front of the A, you get Ka, and then Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko, and that goes on. Yeah. Oidon, oh my god. Okay, so they made fun of it, how to address yourself. Like I talked already about the ore, boku, watashi, and what they had oidon. Okay, oidon, I never heard of it, and that person also said we never heard of anybody using that old version of myself like in Japanese. Doesn't exist. Yeah. $50 sounds. Yeah, this one's pretty funny. It has over 5 million views. The other one's like literally a learning song for children, for Japanese children to memorize their own alphabet. And this one is like more for gaijin people, I would say. Yeah. Okay, so these are basically various Japanese sounds which you will read a lot in different Japanese mangas. So when you open a page and then, I don't know, the letters make a sound and the wind makes a sound, would be like sha sha, shu shu, or they literally turning those sounds into onomatopoeia, which means like that a specific sound defines an incident. Yeah, sha sha sha, for example. Or for example, if you remember the dish shabu shabu, like which is a hot pot, like in Japan, which is filled with hot water, and then you put like meat or veggies into it, and then you eat it, and while you eat it, it makes the sound of shabu shabu, and that's why the dish is actually called shabu shabu. And now the like it's literally now commonly acknowledged as shabu shabu because that food makes the sound of shabu shabu if you eat it. That's why. Yeah. Thanks God ramen didn't got that name. Yeah. Or for example, when people, for example, are in love, Japanese would call it like a labu labu or mero mero, which means like this couple is like lovey dovey, something like that. And the sound of labu labu or mero mero already defines it how their relationship is. Is this normal in Japan? Actually, they use those sounds quite a lot. For example, nico nico is if you like nod with your head. That's what a lot of Japanese people do, but it actually means like this person is not really interested. He's just like politely just nodding, like acknowledging that there's something happening, but that person is not really into that stuff. It's just like nico nico. Or nya nya, for example. If a guy does a nya nya, like smirking or smiling in how to say, in a non-sincere way, means basically that person has something bad in his mind and he's just smirking like oh yeah, that's a different follow. See, kusun kusun oi oi is like more sad expressions of the sound when you are crying. Moshi moshi is for phone. If you go to the phone and instead of saying hello, you're usually going to say mosh mosh in Japanese. It's not moshi moshi, it will be spelled like mosh mosh. Yeah. So like all those sounds, like when you're crying, it's kusun kusun or shifu shifu or oi oi when your nose is running or something like that. Doki doki waku waku is like more sound of excitement. That's also something you will read a lot in animes. Like when the hero sees the girl he likes, then his heart will go doki doki, which means like the heart is pounding like really fast, like boom boom. And what was the waku waku? Waku waku is if you are excited for something, like for example, you are very excited to join that roller coaster and you're looking forward to it, then you like your body is going to do like waku waku. Yeah, I think you can see. We're just going to ignore like the 0, which is they, and then we go with 1, which is ichi. I would get out my notepad again and then I would write it just beside it.
Kazumi said I'm louder than you.
Oh, okay. Then I can turn you down a little, like this. Who's
yeah,
this
check
guy?
now, Kazumi. It's okay?
So, now let's go. Ah. So 1 is ichi. 2 is ni. 3 is 3. 4 is yon or yo, depending on how you count things, or shi. Just deaf, nobody likes that. Go is 5. 6 roku. 7 is nana, and sometimes it's shichi, depending on the things you're counting. And then 8 is hachi. That's pretty easy to remember. 9 is Q. And 10 is Ju.
And 0. You forgot 0.
Yeah, just ignore the 0 because it's not really part of the Chinese or Japanese number system. It's more like an Arabic thing to have a 0. So I would now roll the credits until I would call it then next time. Where are my credits? Hello?
Hello, credits. Where are you?
Hello, credits. Where are you exactly? So for next time, the homework for Gaiba would be to learn the numbers, and then we will ask him.
Okay, I already took notes here of the numbers.
Yeah, next time I would just show you like a random number like this, and then you need to read it. Yeah, we have been already streaming for two hours, Jota.
Almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours, yeah. It's 2 hours for me. So now we let the credits run. We say thank you for every one of the moderators. We say welcome to the new people in the community. We are going to do more like Japanese lessons in future. Don't have like a complete schedule yet, but we are going to try keep that ongoing. Can you finish saying please like and subscribe? Please like and subscribe. Random signal. Gaming tonight? Yeah, tonight will be I think 2 different games and then Genshin Impact.
Back to Duel Links, maybe.
It's today. Today is not Wednesday. Today is not Thursday. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, depends
Yeah.
on. I actually want to play Genshin Impact. I really liked it yesterday. Yeah, it was fun like always. Yeah,
Well,
it's a little bit short, but I think for the beginning it's not bad. This is basically just like a test of what we can do in future, and also like the teaching 2 hours in a row is quite a lot. I think even for you to process and also for me to process. So next time, if we want to have like a longer lesson, like just I need like stuff in the Discord, like questions from you guys, so we can keep on going with that. Like, what does that mean for this anime, or how do I build a sentence, like whatsoever? Then I can just keep on rolling with the footage. But I think right now for today we have answered all the questions. We have laid the cornerstone of the Japanese language, why there are different forms to address yourself, why there are different ways to speak the Japanese language for females and males, and yeah, basically what are the how to say the basic grammar forms you can have in Japanese. I think that's enough for everyone to just wrap up and understand and take home.